Welcome back to another episode of Unrestricted. I'm your host, Peter, and today we're going to talk about a breaking news. Candace Owens has been allegedly let go of the Daily Wire. It is a big scandal because the arbiter of free speech and First Amendment protected speech and no such thing as hate speech, and we can speak against transgenderism and all other things that has to do with the First Amendment. Suddenly just all that facts don't care about your feelings.
These are facts, and facts don't care about your feelings.
Toughen up, snowflake.
You shouldn't have to feel like you're wrong ever. You should always feel like you're right. Well, toughen up, sweetheart.
All that gets thrown out the window the moment anybody talks about anything, even if it's factually correct about the people that you can talk about. So Candace Owens talked about a rabbi who owns a toy shop, and his daughter actually works there too, which I found it very bizarre, but it's not surprising to me. Candace Owens exposed the rabbi, explained things that are factually correct. She wasn't attacking him because he was a Jew, and he was actually attacking her a lot. The ADL, which is another smear campaign for anybody to dare talk about anyone that says anything about those people. It is not a campaign to help anybody whatsoever. It's a campaign that supports one and only one thing and has only one ideology: Zionism. That's literally it. We're actually in the middle of making another video out the TikTok and at the ADL. Now, back to the story about Candace. She has spoken in her last video on Daily Wire saying that she's going to be talking tomorrow. I'll speak with y'all tomorrow. And then the very next day, she gets fired, allegedly.
And I'm not going to go away. I'm going to use my God-given voice to talk about the things that are important for me. I'm just asking to be left alone, or at least just report the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. But don't worry, because we will see you tomorrow for a brand new episode.
So with that in mind, I am not surprised. I think the Daily Wire, Ben Shapiro, all these people are hypocrites. Anti-Semitism actually, from a defined standpoint, from a dictionary standpoint, it is the Arabs and the Jews. However, as you can see, you've never heard of a single Arab calling,
"Oh, you're an anti-Semite. You're calling me names, or you call me a terrorist. You're an anti-Semite."
you never hear that. But when the genocide happens, when you speak about a lot of crazy things that happen, you hear, oh, you're an anti-Semite. And it's not surprising because there has been a lot of people that spoke about this from the Netanyahu's government themselves, and they use that as a weaponization against anybody that dare to speak against their own crimes.
How dare you?
I'm actually glad to see this. I think we are seeing more and more people are aware of this. The reason why anti-Semitism as a word doesn't hold water anymore is because the actual word is just overly used and became so broadly used that it has lost all its value. This is because people use it all the time nowadays for anything. You call someone out on their BS, they say you're an anti-Semite for calling me out. So you're like invincible?
Anti-Semitism is an ancient hatred. I do not think we are going to cure it. I think we can treat it.
I describe anti-Semitism as like a chronic disease. It can be fatal if you don't challenge it, and it can be contained and reduced if you do. That's what I expect governments and leaders to do, and most of them actually do it.
It's really easy to say that Jews are responsible for a large problem, part of the problem in the world today. I've seen it a lot lately. And this used to be like really inappropriate thinking and talking just 20 years ago.
I can't speak against you at all just because you have a name or a label. No, dude, you're not invincible. You're not above anybody else. You're not better than anybody else.
Anti-Semitism is alive and well in our community right now. I hate that I have to say that, but it's true.
Often when there is dissent expressed in the United States against policies of the Israeli government, people here are called anti-Semitic. What is your response to that as an Israeli Jew?
Well, it's a trick. We always use it. When from Europe somebody is criticizing Israel, then we bring up the Holocaust. When in this country people are criticizing Israel, then there are anti-Semitic. And the organization is strong and has a lot of money, and the ties between Israel and the American Jewish establishment are very strong, and they are strong in this country. As you know, they have power, which it's okay. They are talented people, and they have power, money, and media, and other things. And their attitude is Israel, my country, right or wrong, the identification. And they are not ready to hear criticism. And it's very easy to blame people who criticize certain acts of the Israeli government as anti-Semitic and to bring up the Holocaust and the suffering of the Jewish people, and that justify everything we do to the Palestinians. Well, it's a trick. We always use it.
It used to be very taboo, and it is not anymore.
I do think we're in an environment where anti-Semitism has been normalized or destigmatized.
Anti-Semitism has never gone away. It just has, and I could see if you're an anti-Semite, you're going, the evil of the Jews is the closest I come to believing in magic, because they just never stop being evil. Like, I just don't understand how this never goes away. It never goes away. It's so weird. Like, no matter where Jews have lived, it follows the Jews. And I mean, I know that I'm sure at least one of your listeners is like, no, the Jews follow it, but it's like, it's crazy. It just won't go away. It's a virus that won't ever die down.
As I said, everyone can see what's happening. If you haven't watched yet, I encourage everyone to watch this episode of my show with a rabbi. It is the reason I have earned the ire of certain organizations. Wink, wink. Basically, the ADL. The ADL just serves one government and only one. It's the Zionist government. So if you can connect the dots there, you know the answer. Anyhow, that's it for today, guys. It's just a quick breaking news that I wanted to post out there because it's really important that we are all aware of what's happening and we're all on the same page. But generally, they just have one way and one way only. It's just how to terrorize you, how to get you into a position where you're completely destroyed, economically terrorized, and socially ostracized. And here, she even says in a tweet, I don't know, Nick Fuentes, but you already know that. What I do know is that everyone can see what you guys are doing to me. Your patterns is well established and the world is waking up to it. Absolutely, Candace. This is exactly my point of this video, is the world is waking up to this. This is no longer being tolerated by people. Even normies are no longer tolerating this nonsense. And then she proceeds to say, my crime is having stood up for myself against your network of smears. Exactly. Just smears after smears. Ironically, the ADL is supposed to be the one protecting people from getting smeared. Ironic, but unfortunately, if you're not a Jew, then you're not part of that protection that they make, which is basically a smear network, just like she mentioned. Couldn't have said it any better. And then she proceeds to say, my crime is that I don't believe that American taxpayers should have to pay for Israel's war or the war for any other country. I am on agreement with you. I don't think we should be paying for any war whatsoever. We should be only defending our country on our own land. So the question is, what will you do to me next? The world is watching. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and spread the word. It's really important. It will help Candace and help me out. Thank you. Have a great day.